Welcome back. Back home here after a really good weekend of racing with high limit over at Lucas Oil Speedway. 3 nights of racing and 8 different drivers led laps during those main events. Just fantastic action from the Diamond of Dirt tracks. Can't wait to go back there later on this year in October. But after that weekend, we have a new points leader with high limit racing. And I feel like, he's been fast here recently, but if you would have said that, Aaron Reutzel is going to be leading the points with high limit after 22 races, I don't think many people would have believed you, right? The guy's won all-star championships before. He's been very, very prominent. But after taking so many years off from being at a super high level on a very regular basis, I just wasn't really sure that he was going to be in this position. I thought he'd win a bunch of races. He'd run top 5 in points. But right now, Aaron Reutzel is the points leader with high limit racing when we go back to action at Florence Speedway on July 11th and 12th. And I just wanted to look at his numbers for the year so far. He has been on a generational run as of recently. He is on a heater in his last 12 races. It has been unbelievable what he's been able to accomplish. And we're going to go through it and talk about some of the stats, some of the numbers, and some of the things around this team and driver here as of recently. So here is his main overall stat line for the year. He has started 21 main events with high limit racing, and there's an asterisk next to that because obviously we all know that the first race of the year got hit by a rock, did not start the feature, and so lost a lot of points there, lost a lot of ground there. You might have would have thought that his championship hopes are over. Didn't even get to start the first main event, but here we are a few months later, and he's out front. But 21 main events compared to everybody else that has 22. He has 4 wins on the season, which is the second most out of anybody. Rico Abreu has the most at 6. 12 top 5 finishes for Aaron Reutzel, and I want to make sure I get this right here. That is tied for second most. The driver with the most top 5s is Brad Sweet. Reutzel is currently tied with Tyler Courtney. He has 18 top 10 finishes, which is third best with the series. There is a tie for first place between Tyler Courtney and Brent Marks. They have 19 top 10s. And Reutzel has 18, so he is technically the third best out of everyone. Laps led, he has 108 laps led, and he is first in that department, which is pretty crazy considering Rico has 2 more wins than him. But Reutzel has led the most laps. I think Rico has 106. The average finish is the best of anybody at 5.71. That is the number one number out of anybody else with the series. And when it comes to the overall earnings, with the Outlaws, with high limit, all the other stuff, Reutzel is the leading driver with the high limit series when it comes to the most money earned at $236,300. So out of all those numbers right there, he's leading quite a few of those categories. Now, I did want to look at a couple other things that he is leading. The average qualifying has been just unbelievable. That is where Aaron Reutzel has been so much better than anybody else this year, is at the beginning of the night. Qualifying, the dash, the heat races, obviously, you've got to be good at the beginning of the night to get an average finish like 5.7. But when your average qualifying is 3.6 and the next best guy is 6.1, that is where you are separating yourself from the rest of the field. Aaron Reutzel's qualifying efforts have been nothing short of insane all year long. 3.6 average qualifying. That is crazy. Brent Marks is second at 6.1, and Rico Abreu is third at 6.4. So Reutzel has almost 3 positions better per night in qualifying than the next closest guy. And when it comes to the quick time awards, he has double that of the next driver. Reutzel has 8 quick times on the year. Dason Persley has the second most. He has 4 of them. And Rico Abreu is third with 3 quick times on the season. And then when it comes to the dash appearances, Brad Sweet leads that category with 15 out of 19 possible dashes this year. Reutzel is tied for second with Rico Abreu at 14, and Tyler Courtney has 12 dash appearances so far this season. And then this one is absolutely wild right here. He is currently on a 12-race top 10 streak. The next closest is Tanner Thorson with 7, and Brad Sweet with 4. So since Kokomo, since the midweek series event at Kokomo, Aaron Reutzel has not missed the top 10 a single race. Tanner Thorson has on a top 10 streak since Butler 7 races ago, and it's since Eagle Raceway for Brad Sweet, which is 4 races. So in 12 races, Aaron Reutzel, I think his worst run is 10th. The rest of them are very, very close to the top 5. If you look over there at the far end, the overall point standings right now, Aaron Reutzel with 1,350 points. a 9-point advantage over Brad Sweet, 19 over Tyler Courtney, 31 over Rico Abreu, and 47 points over Brent Marks. So the top 5 are all still in this thing. They're all still very, very close. But Reutzel has taken the top spot away. Looking at some other things that I couldn't really fit into a category, so I just wanted to write down some notes here. His worst starting position in the last 13 races is 10th, and that was when he started 10th at 141 Speedway. He ran 10th in that main event, and that's his worst finish in the last, I think, 12 races. That's correct. Now, when at Kokomo Speedway, when this top 10 streak started, all the way back at Kokomo, after that race, Aaron Reutzel was 6th in points and 127 behind the leader at that point in time, which was Brad Sweet. So since that time, Aaron Reutzel has gained 127 points and then added 9 more on top of that to lead the points. So that, what is that, 135 points he's gained, 136 points he's gained on Brad Sweet since Kokomo Speedway. That is crazy. I mean, you don't see that very often where a guy goes from 6th to 1st in points in a 12-race stretch. He has just been better than anybody by a mile here recently, especially when we look at the beginning of the night, the qualifying, the dashes, getting through the heat races, all that good stuff as well, setting himself up for the feature to finish inside the top 5 a lot of times, 12 to be exact, 5.71 average finish. And then here's my other thing. Me and the guys were talking about this in the car the other day. If Aaron Reutzel can maintain this speed and get through the California swing, the West Coast swing, Tulare, Placerville, Chico, Douglas County, and Skagit. If he can get through that portion of the season and either be in front, leading the points over Brad Sweet, or within, I would say, 40 points, leaving that. If he's in second and he's 40 points behind Brad Sweet, I think that Aaron Reutzel has an incredible shot to win this, like a legitimately incredible shot to win this championship, if he can get through that West Coast swing. If we remember back to last year, Tyler Courtney was in a really good spot. He was easily the most consistent driver all year. So many second place runs, quite a few wins up to this point in the year. But then he went to California. Sure, he got a win in Hanford, but other than that, things just went off the rails. The party was over when he left California and he left Washington. Things did not go well for Tyler Courtney. And then that was it. That was done. I mean, it was over. There was no chance he was going to catch back up. But for Aaron Reutzel, if he can get through that area of the country and head back to Port Royal, a place he's already won at this year, he won there last year as well with High Limit, I think that Brad Sweet is in serious trouble when it comes to this championship. And I say that because looking at the rest of the year, there's 13 different racetracks left on the High Limit Racing schedule this year. Of course, you go to tracks 3 nights in a row: Chico, Skagit, Port Royal. You go to Texas twice, right? You go to Eldora twice. Actually, we go to Eldora 4 more times left in this year, right? Lakeside, I think you go there twice. So there's 13 more tracks left on the schedule for the rest of the year. Aaron Reutzel has won at 10 of those 13 racetracks in his career. So you know that he's got a setup. You know that he's going to be fast there. And that is what leads me to believe that he is going to be a guy all the way down to the finale at Texas that is going to be in the mix for this championship. And when you look at that West Coast swing I was just talking about, he's already won at tracks like Tulare. He's won at Skagit Speedway, right? So he's won at 2 tracks over there. Skagit, 3 nights of action. Tulare just won. But, I think he's raced at Placerville before. I don't know if he's ran at Chico. He's never run at Douglas County. So going to be a couple of wild cards in there on that West Coast swing. But if he can run well at Tulare, which he did earlier this year, he was quick time there, and I want to say ran top 10, and he's won at Skagit before, Aaron Reutzel is in a very, very good spot to challenge, and this is going to be fun all the way down the stretch, man. I am really, really looking forward to this. This is going to be a fun one for the fans to follow along with as well. Another thing I wanted to talk about here to end things off. In the last 10 races, Aaron Reutzel's average finish in that 10-race stretch is 3.9. Now, that might sound really good, and it is. It's very, very good. But when you look at the next 4 guys, his closest championship competitors, Rico Abreu's average in the last 10 is 7.3, Brent Marks 7.4, Tyler Courtney 8.3, and second in points, Brad Sweet is the 5th best in this category at 9.1. So on average in the last 10 races, Aaron Reutzel has beat Brad Sweet by 5 positions per night. I mean, like I said, he is on an absolute heater, a generational run right now. The only thing that I am worried about with this is, does he heat up too early and then cool off later in the year? Because we've seen that. I mean, guys go on runs like this throughout long seasons, especially with the Outlaws when they have, 85 races. They have 20 more races than high limit at least. Guys will go on these runs where they're incredible. Like David Gravel earlier this year, it seemed like he was winning every single race. Here recently, he's kind of cooled down a little bit, still running well, no doubt about that, but not winning every single race. I don't know if that's going to be the case with Aaron Reutzel or not, but I am worried that he's getting a little bit too hot too soon, and it might cool off for later on in the year. We will have to wait and see. Now, who I do think is going to be going on a good run here is going to be Tyler Courtney. Finally got that win out of the way, led laps all 3 nights at Lucas Oil Speedway. He's been cold. He's been pretty quiet here to start the year off. Maybe he starts to get hot, and he's only 19 points out of the championship lead, right? So there is a lot going on here. I mean, there is a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of guys that are on heaters. There's guys that are cooling off, like Brad Sweet's kind of cooling off right now. Rico Abreu, he's been kind of, I would say the middle of the road temperature as of right now. He was really good early. He won a race at Lucas Oil, so maybe things are turning back around. But those top 4 guys, Abreu, Courtney, Sweet, and Reutzel, at this point, it's anybody's game. But Reutzel has the hot hand right now, and we'll see if he's able to continue with this speed. Coming up at Florence, Eldora, Lernerville, Fremont. Fremont, he's won there before. He's won at Eldora. Tulare, I mentioned that. I mean, he's just won at so many tracks, right? So let me know your thoughts. Do you think Aaron Reutzel can win this championship after getting hit in the face with a rock, missing a race, and coming all the way back and storming to the top of the points lead? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and we will talk to you again tomorrow here on the Rodman Rundown.